So that brings us to the topic that everyone is wondering, which is Bitcoin. How the
Yeah.
hell did you come across Bitcoin, and why did you become interested?
Well, I had learned about it just from observing. I've had friends that are into it and they'll make posts and I would read it. But I didn't understand I didn't have a necessity for it until the shutdown came, and then the stimuluses started happening, and then you learn about the Fed and you can't audit it, and all these things, and like I said, all this happened to me in a year, the evolution of all of this, because I couldn't have cared less about finance. So I had to learn a lot really fast. But I had nothing to do. So that was the upside. Since Los Angeles was shut down, I had nothing but time and new resources that educated. So now I see the necessity of it. How you get there, just wanting money that they can't ruin. I mean, I'm not somebody that's amassed a lot of private property. I have a Ford and a French Bulldog. It's not like I have a lot of value to protect or, transition my assets or something, but it was just the principles, like the fact that people can wave their hand and stop the world and destroy people's ability to make a living, and they can wave their hand and change, the geopolitics of what's happening in other countries, and then they can actively dilute the dollar that's in your bank account that you've already worked for, and essentially renegotiate the wage you worked for retroactively. That seems so crazy to me.
You definitely were not red pilled. You were orange pilled, because
okay.
you're speaking the language. In terms of this kind of learning journey, right? And it really does sound like you kind of went through an evolution of understanding, and frankly, kudos to you, because it sounds like you were actually very thoughtful, not only of understanding what's happening right now, but you went back in history and started to understand why have certain things happened and created the situation that we're in today. Why talk about it publicly, right? Because you could have said, hey, you know what? I've got a bunch of free time. I'm going to educate myself. Okay, cool. Now I'm educated. You know what? I think I should buy some Bitcoin. I think I should change my thoughts. And you could have done that all in private with no risk to your career or anything else.
Yeah.
You chose to talk about it, and talk about it quite a bit. So why do that?
Well, I didn't know where it was heading. Just publicly discussing the shutdown when it all happened. Obviously, everybody was talking about it for the most part. But I didn't know necessarily one thing would lead to another like it would. And then you find yourself in the next discovery and understanding of what's going on leads you to the next step. Like, it took me a year of the process before I bought Bitcoin, which was like 2 weeks ago. Wasn't even that long ago. So thought, it just takes a while for thought to get you to action. And I was just ready to ease the depression, because I was depressed about the political landscape and the social engineering I was witnessing. And I guess the more I witnessed and became aware of those things, the more I felt compelled that I had to say these things that other people weren't going to say, or at least not people in my little domain of the internet. So, but like I said, a lot of my understanding came from those online discussions.
Yeah.
So as many people, go ahead.
Well, I should say it's fascinating to hear you kind of talk about how impactful the online education, the information was to that journey.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Thank goodness for YouTube educators and people who want to give away what they know, like yourself, because I don't think I would have always connected the two. I just had an existential crisis with what's happening in my country and specifically my state. And then to, have witnessed places like Texas and Florida fully functioning. And I was like, I want that kind of leadership. Why can't, and then everything that descended from that, I guess, just led me to Bitcoin.
Yeah. You described it almost as a parallel economy, right? Kind of the digital world and digital currencies and these open protocols. How do you look at earning moving forward? Is it something where the work that you do, you'll ask to be paid in Bitcoin or other digital currencies? Will you basically take a portion of what you get paid and convert it? Like, does anything change, or is it more just an awareness of, hey, there's kind of these two economies that are parallel, and you'll exist in both of them, but it won't necessarily change anything from a work perspective?
Well, I started the daydream of two parallel economies because I wanted to be free of things like cancel culture, and I wanted to, go and Gina Carino and make sure that she had a job, even though she now can't have a job with Disney, and Candace Owens and people like that just get accosted online and their opportunities removed for nothing other than their opinions. So I wanted to go back to the land of where we were fine with having diversity of thought. So I just wanted to go participate with people that wouldn't financially consequent each other in this way. But it's so new to me. I've had Bitcoin for 2 weeks. So it's sort of hard for me to have amassed the understanding of how it is that I could possibly earn in Bitcoin, but it's just the willingness, and it certainly signals some confidence in it. And it's probably going to present new opportunities. I don't even know how you can necessarily earn in crypto yet. So, but I'm willing, and just being willing is going to bring opportunity, I'm sure.
Yeah, you are very open-minded. So I congratulate you on that, because that is a rare skill in today's world. What has the response been among other people in the various communities that you've worked in and you have friends in, as you've kind of talked about more of this publicly, you bought Bitcoin, et cetera? Has it been one that has been receptive? Is it one that is a little bit more kind of abrasive, or have they been agnostic to some of this?
A couple of my friends already were Bitcoin holders. So, and now I don't really deal with people that, because I'm so public about I just assume people know that about me now. So, I've been creating during the shutdown, it's been less opportunity for growth, but it's made it to where you can have small productions with just the people that you know and that you're comfortable with, and that are all on the same page with some things. Otherwise, you have serious disagreements about how it's safe to operate your space and those sorts of things. So the people that I consider my friends today, because it's changed a little bit, I may have just deepened ties with people who were already, right of center. So so they believe it, but they don't need me to have to adopt all their beliefs. They don't have to buy Bitcoin themselves to be fine and never bring it up if they think it's dumb. They're, some people that aren't really all that into it are like, just don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And that's a fair thing to say. But if the government's going to make me take their money, I may as well do something with it. I feel like it's a fun, harmless way to do something productive with free stimulus money the government is giving me that I don't even want. It's just, I don't know, it makes me smile a little bit in the quiet moments.
Yeah, it's fascinating to me. One more thing before I get into the rapid fire questions is I saw this, you tweeted, and I couldn't stop laughing when I read it. You said that you thought the MMA community were really great at memes, but the Bitcoiners are the meme masters. Explain that a little bit more, because that is a topic I really, really think people underestimate, of like the meme is the message. But talk a little bit about the memes and Bitcoin.
Yeah. Yes, well, that is what familiarized me with the fact that there was a whole secret language and certain ways of spelling things and all this. It's just been it's been a fun few weeks, I gotta say. It's definitely a crash course in understanding the lingo and the nomenclature of Bitcoin. So I got flooded with people taking my pictures and giving me laser eyes, which was just so great. I got this whole gallery of resurrecting Playboy pictures and taking my profile picture and lasering it up. So I got a nice little art gallery, little digital art gallery there made for me. But the memes are crazy, but people put me in memes and make memes about me being in Bitcoin. And I never had experienced anything like that, but it's fun. I'll save them and send them to friends for the ones that can relate to those. So it's fun. I had no idea y'all were the meme masters.
We prefer the terminology meme lords, but
Oh,
meme masters
lords, okay.
is basically the same thing, right?
Yeah. See, but meme lords is you have to have the insider language. So thank you for that.
You'll appreciate this. I think Elon Musk was asked in a New York Times or Bloomberg article. They said, you're a billionaire. You also like memes, but given the choice, would you rather be a billionaire or a meme lord? What would you choose? And he said meme lord, which will forever go down as one of the great comments, I think, in a professional interview.
I love how he doesn't take himself too seriously all the time. You just reach a point of success where you don't have to answer questions in the right predictable way, I think that's why
Yeah.
we like him so much.